You got that ready to go?
I got it. Comfort Inn, they're making pretty good progress on that. That's the one by South Van. Seem to be making pretty good progress. Holiday Inn, they're still saying first quarter, even though we're not going to be in for a quarter much longer. I didn't talk to Reggie and find out how long. I think I can get an update on that. The convenience store on 42 and 70 is open. So you can go over there and get your feet up, gas, whatever else. Central State Bank, they're moving along pretty good on it. Looks nice. Kings Crossings, you've probably seen they're starting to do a little more work on that. And Dollar General on 25, they're very close to being done. I think they've got a couple of things on their punch list that they got to do, but they're basically done. Camden Park, they're still building phase 4 and 5. I haven't been out there in a while. They may be in 6 now too. Emerald Ridge, they're still building Sector 4. It's hard to have too many lots left in Sector 4. Shallow Creek, they're still building phase 2, Sector 4. Coslin, they're just about done. I rode through there today and there's maybe 3 or 4 lots that are left. Timberline, they're building in phase 6 and 7. Aberdeen, they're still in phase 1. And Mill Point shouldn't say has begun, I should say still going. They're building in phase 1. And last month y'all approved their preliminary plat in phase 2. And George Road Parkway Apartments, I'm sure everybody's seen them starting to build. There's actually building going up. That's all I got.
Scheduled their final so
I don't know what they're, that's more Reggie's side,
yeah,
but,
they still got to do sprinkler flush and water and stuff with these, so I would say it's probably at least this month.
at least,
If not, they'll be fighting to try to get me in there. I was over there 2 or 3 times this weekend, just one apart. Hopefully, yes.
hope so.
But so far, I haven't.
Do what?
So far, I haven't been. I went over there yesterday and
As long as their everyday alarms are cut off.
yeah, I think some people think that the throwbacks function is on the wall.
Hey, Kevin, on what's on our agenda tonight, the last page on the package y'all gave us, it's got it's on the one that wasn't highlighted somewhere on here. It's a big square piece with a long skinny panhandle that runs all the way up to this property. Who owns that?
He does.
He's got that too, okay.
Have you gotten our recertification, like certificates or confirmations yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Because I did mine on the 13th, so I just didn't know.
Yeah, normally she puts in the mail, so
Okay.
it might take a minute.
To you or to me?
To me.
Okay.
It'll come to me and then I'll give it to you.
Okay. Are you serious? Mine wasn't.
I heard it was over in 2 hours.
Oh, no, mine went like 3:30 or so.
We started right at 1 and it was over 2:20.
Wow, I'm jealous. No, mine was like 8.
Nobody said anything. I mean, nobody asked any questions. We just.
We had people ask questions.
There wasn't a lot of questions.
That was
I didn't know Jordan was on there to show in for, he said,
On
for
top.
sure. But I saw Calvin on the Zoom, that little book that he didn't have his picture of it. So I took it. And he just said something afterwards over his voice. Knew his voice.
Checks on again.
So Argos is this way.
Oh, really?
Especially like, not everybody. No, mom, always says, don't push her, I'll be upset.
I don't like it. I'm not scared. I don't like it. Never that inward scare. Yeah, we had, one went back in the line.
Well, that's a little close.
She was little. We were really. Actually, they're huge.
That line.
Yeah, that was the one, your line across.
Okay.
Across this. Yeah. No. Well, I mean, two from there.
He's got 2 houses going up.
She should do from there.
Well, he got a permit in January, but I haven't seen we got another.
Did you have a place down there? Or did you? I heard there's 8 in there. I was at this, but there's no bar. It's just
But I thought it was turned down. January.
No, that was a different one.
those were different. Those were different.
Recently, he has been up here.
Right.
Okay.
This all moves to town, so it's not all.
Theirs didn't have to, those were old ones.
But it's not, well, look, there's no somehow.
Yeah, the one in 17 is right there.
But then you can see you got a bigger hitch as well for 19th Street.
Yeah, applied for. Yeah.
Because it was set back in the house.
Okay, but how did you do 2017?
Two lots.
And he should have two.
Yeah.
And he might not have got them at the same time.
But if they were old lots, if they were old, not, because the ones he had in the variance on, those were subdivided.
Yeah.
Two, I think it was 2 lots in 17 Street.
There's two houses,
Those
one
were
out of 17.
old lots, they were not changed, so they were not old. He was able to go back.
I see one permit.
But he should have 2 permits.
Is that on that report that Freddie did? He might not have got them at the same time. Like, he could have gotten the other one this year.
This is January, did get in March.
Like it's always that.
I'll just look at it, just see what I'll just see what
I'll try to look tomorrow and see, but I'm sure he didn't, he's not building a house without a permit.
It's not, no,
It's my youngest.
no, Richie would not have. He's playing soccer. You like it?
I try to get there.
Here to show you.
I've been a part for. I'll sign him up. It's a good ball.
Yeah.
Just scared, you know. We'll work on it. If there's anything you can't learn, we can make it.
Yeah, exactly. Get on
He enjoys it. It's fun. It's fast.
Yeah.
For baseball, you know, it's a lot more focused.
This is not boring for us. Just what woke us up.
Yeah, that was. I picked up the battery because when I was driving home, sleeping the lights were dim for a second, I saw the altar one walls go down. Go way back. I wish I had it. Yeah, usually I think the battery was a little bad alternator. I tried to charge the cables on it or something. Because still revved up past 10 and leveled back out. So of course I went to sleep. I went in there, took a shower. Yes, as soon as I got to bed, I heard the Also took a picture of him. He ran out and saw it, took a picture, ran inside. Oh yeah, that was good.
You go right Yeah, she said it took him 3 months. It's really long time. Do we get the water hose?
There was one in there, but it was down on the floor. But it didn't. There was a $5 bill inside. Also melted. And I took a camera and made it up. I'm sitting there thinking,
That's not the only word in the car foot.
that mama goes, that mama's flowers. Oh, it was, but I wore it out quick.
Okay, sure. His brother got mad at him.
Down there, lower end of the shop, big shear, yeah. Hit twice, no, I knew better, nothing like that. Little billow.
Your brother did it.
Dad did
Your
it.
brother did it.
Yeah.
That's what I would tell him.
Your dad did it.
All right, good evening, everybody. It's 6 o'clock, so we're going to get the meeting started. First, we need to approve the minutes from our last meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes and dispense with the reading.
Got a motion and a second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Minutes are approved. Do we have any reports from planning commission members? No reports? No chairman's report. So new business tonight, we're got a public hearing for Mr. Hidalgo on rezoning multiple properties from E1 and B2 to M2. Before we get going into that, we want to have an orderly meeting, and we're going to ask you to cooperate with a few simple things. This meeting's live streamed, so for the sake of good communication, we're going to take turns at the microphone, speak clearly, say your name, your address. Everybody can have a turn tonight. Looks like we're going to be on a time limit. but we'll have the applicant start first. He'll say his piece, then we can get public comments. Applicant needs to be listening to the comments as we go along because you're going to want to address these at the end when we get done. So only one person at a time speaking, please, for the sake of folks watching this at home, live streamed. Be courteous and respectful to everyone. And there doesn't need to be side discussion going on. You need to address the commission when you come up to the microphone so we get that clearly. So with that, we can go get started. Do we have the applicant, Mr. Hidalgo, here? Okay. All right, we can take public comments, so you can just take your turns at the microphone and state your name and your address for us.
Before I get started, I got some printouts. Can I distribute that to the members of the commission? This is my comments here. I have a record of it.
Is that okay? Appreciate it.
Thank you. My name is Chris Nelson. I live at 1910 16th Street in the city of Calera. I'm here to speak in opposition to Daniel Hidalgo's request to rezone multiple parcels along Highway 25 to N2 Heavy Industrial District and his intent to construct and operate a concrete ready mix plant. My property is about 1 mile east and about 300 feet off of Highway 25. Highway 25 is already heavily traveled by large trucks, and I have concerns that Mr. Hidalgo's proposal of use will add to this issue. This area also is already serviced by Lundvalla Concrete, owned by Heidelberg Materials, a ready-mix plant located at 6824 Highway 25 in Lundvalla. That's only 2.3 miles from the property that Mr. Hidalgo is requesting for rezoning. It's unclear why an additional ready-mix plant is needed in close proximity. Along with additional traffic noise and environmental impacts, I do not believe Mr. Hidalgo intends to abide by City of Calera regulations or to operate an industrial facility in a safe and responsible manner based on his documented behavior. Mr. Hidalgo is currently being sued by the Chilton County Commission to abate the public and private nuisance caused by his operation of H-Town Event Center. A copy of the lawsuit is included in the information I provided to you. Despite repeated assertions that he would no longer host events, Mr. Hidalgo held one recently on the weekend of January 3rd and 4th, 2026. Video evidence of this can be seen at shutdownhtown.org of serious injuries, misuse of first responder resources, fighting and aggressive behavior, and other dangerous conduct by and between the hosts and participants at H-Town. This is relevant to this rezoning request because Mr. Hidalgo has repeatedly shown disregard for shared public resources, including the safe travel of roadways and the allocation of police, fire, and EMT services. Mr. Hidalgo's public comments on social media indicate he has little to no concern for public safety, and I included a sample of his comments in the material I provided. On Monday, February 9th, 2026, in Chilton County Circuit Court, Mr. Hidalgo pleaded guilty to discharging a firearm into an unoccupied dwelling, which is a Class B felony. Mr. Hidalgo will likely receive a 2-year suspended sentence in addition to being required to pay fines, fees, and restitution. Based on the indictment, the dwelling shot into was the property of David H. Dyson, directly across County Road 33 from H-Town Event Center, following a disagreement over a negative fix held at H-Town. As a convicted felon, Mr. Hidalgo would no longer be allowed to own firearms. This is relevant to this rezoning request because it shows that Mr. Hidalgo has resorted to criminal intimidation against nearby property owners when faced with complaints. Mr. Hidalgo has been sued successfully in Chilton County Circuit Court for engaging in unscrupulous property transactions and only conceding enforced by court order after a lengthy lawsuit. This is relevant to this rezoning request because it shows that Mr. Hidalgo has deliberately delayed legal processes and has not cooperated in good faith in his business dealings. I have had no personal contact with Mr. Hidalgo, and I advise other people to avoid engaging with him. All the information provided here is in the public record. I appreciate the City of Calera notifying the public of this planning commission meeting and rezoning requests via email and social media, and thank you for considering my concerns. And one last thing before I end, Mr. Durian there has also had some legal issues with Mr. Hidalgo. So if you guys like to speak to them afterwards, if you'd like to talk to you. Thank you.
Mr. Nelson, thank you.
Yep.
I'm gonna come at it from another angle.
Can we get your name
My
and
name is-
address, please?
Yes, my name is-
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you.
My name is Tracy Cost, and I live at 216 Dunmore Drive, which is right off of 25 in Dunmore Estates. Where this proposal is at, not only is it gonna affect us with the dust from this concrete plant, the beautiful new fields and everything that the city has done for all the children will definitely be affected. Concrete dust is very, very fine, and it affects respiratory health in children, their lungs. It settles in their lungs, and it doesn't go away. It causes asthma and other permanent lung damage. Not something that will go away as they age or get away from the situation once they have encountered it. With all the children that play ball and everything right there where this is gonna be blowing, which is gonna affect me and my grandchildren and all the children in our beautiful little neighborhood right there. So we have a lot of wonderful little kids in there. It's gonna affect all of them. And the development, it also has developmental issues when they are exposed, when children are exposed to the little fine particles from a plant such as this. And I'm sorry, I got distracted. But that is my main thing, is the high risk of pneumonia. Lung cancer is also a severe effect from all the fine particles that would come off of this plant. And I just don't think it's a good idea, because this plant would actually back up 2 homes in Dunmore. So it's not like it's miles away or anything. It would literally back up to the properties there. And there would be no way to get around the dust. It's going to go where the wind takes it. So I would greatly appreciate it if the council would turn this down. I know everybody in Dunmore would appreciate it. Everybody using the park would also. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you for your comments. Anybody else?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Catherine Magnuson. I live at 2028 County Road 113 in northern Chilton County. While I am not a resident of Calera, I've been here for more than 25 years, and I frequently travel and do business in the city of Calera. I am here to speak in opposition to German Daniel Danny Hidalgo's request to rezone several parcels along Highway 25 to M2 heavy industrial, and his stated intent to build and operate a concrete ready-mix plant. It is unclear that there is a real business need to construct a heavy industrial ready-mix facility in a residential area when a well-established one, Montevallo Concrete, is just over 2.3 miles to the west on Highway 25. Affordable housing is a feature in the area adjacent to the parcels in question, with quiet neighborhoods and easy access to the high school, the library, and the sports fields. It's zoned residential because it's the best use of that property. As Chris Nelson detailed a moment ago, Mr. Hidalgo has earned a reputation with the city of Calera related to his business on Highway 33, H-Town. While I do not personally know Mr. Hidalgo, I know H-Town, as the noise pollution travels in all directions. Bothered by the noise, the traffic, the reckless nature of the events held there, I began paying attention to Mr. Hidalgo's online presence some time ago. As a result, I have become acquainted with Mr. Hidalgo's behavior over the years. On July 29th of 2025, Mr. Hidalgo posted a long public-facing rant about going toe-to-toe with the city of Calera. This public rant is one of many over a span of several months. Together, they paint a picture of a vindictive person who lashes out at those who get in his way. The following is just one example. In this posting, Mr. Hidalgo expressed his anger at feeling harassed and singled out regarding zoning and regulation issues and the former mayor, Mr. John Graham in particular. It specifically mentions the property at 9170 Highway 25, which I think of as the old radio station building, and how Mr. Graham wanted it, but Mr. Hidalgo had it, and that must have been a problem for Mr. Graham. This is one of the parcels he wants to rezone as heavy industrial. It is my opinion that Mr. Hidalgo wants to hit back with what he sees as a personal vendetta against him, when what the city has asked him to do is respect zoning regulations and bring dilapidated old buildings up to code, which is just standard practice. I've included a printout of this post, and it is publicly visible to anyone who wishes to see it in a public-facing Facebook group titled City of Calera and Daniel Hidalgo and Others. I debated saying anything tonight because Mr. Hidalgo has previously resorted to intimidation when faced with complaints, but silence is assent. It is reasonable to be concerned about what he actually plans to do with this property and what his end game might be. The best predictor of future behavior is past performance. I do not believe he intends to conduct himself in a professional manner and run a safe, compliant business.
Ms. Magnuson, we're going to need to give everybody else a
Yes.
chance, but we really appreciate the comments. And-
May I leave you a copy of the report?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I should have spoken faster. I only brought one copy,
Is
so
it
I
working?
apologize. I should have looked it up. It's off to the side. That's on me. Thank you very much.
No, you're good. I think we had a gentleman back there to the left.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chandler Rocket. I live at 71 Greenford Drive here in Calera. It's right across the street from the proposed changes. I appreciate you getting the opportunity to speak this evening. I'm here to oppose the rezoning of this residential area for heavy industrial use. Proposal raises serious concerns about population, about pollution, and the health of families living nearby. As previously mentioned, concrete dust, concrete plants create fine particles of concrete dust from cement, sand, and aggregate, and these tiny particles can travel to surrounding neighborhoods and be inhaled by residents, including children and the elderly. Exposure to this dust and silica particulates has been linked to respiratory irritation, worsening asthma and other long-term health conditions, including cardiovascular conditions. And a facility like this, next to these homes with these people at unnecessary risk. In addition to the air pollution, concrete plants create a significant noise and heavy truck traffic. These plants typically operate early in the morning and throughout the day, and consistent truck movement, delivering materials and hauling concrete means that diesel exhaust, increased risk of accidents, and the level of industrial activity just doesn't belong in a residential setting. Other environmental concerns include large volumes of fitness powder, chemical additives, and wastewater from washing trucks and equipment that can contaminate ground soil runoff, storm runoff, and contaminate our streets and other groundwater. These zoning laws exist for a reason, to protect our neighborhoods and ensure that heavy industrial areas are located where they're not harm residents' quality of life. This rezoning will set a dangerous precedent and permanently damage the character and safety of this community. This is not just about land use on the map, it's about the air that families breathe, the safety of our streets, the health of people who call this neighborhood home. And these concerns don't just impact families who live here, but every citizen who goes to the library, the park, the sports complex, the high school, the intermediate school, South Shore Learning Center, and all close by. So I respectfully request that the council deny this rezoning request to reserve the state resolutions.
Thank you for your comments.
Mark Andrews, I live at 300 Green Acres there. I'm opposed to it. Most of the things that have been said, I agree with. I've worked at a concrete plant for 20 years, and the cement trucks, the haul trucks, dump trucks are going to be going in and out of there, and then concrete trucks are going to be leaving. The amount of impact on the roads and everything, it's going to be bad. I've got about 6 acres behind my house, and we can hear the kids on the football field and the playgrounds, you know, laughing and cheering and all that stuff, I can imagine the amount of backup alarms, trucks dumping, beds slamming down, late into the night. I mean, these are things y'all really need to consider. So, I appreciate your time. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews.
My name's Russell Crowe. I live at 3600 Highway 20, Calera, just a few blocks from the post site. I work for a concrete company plant that I've been working for Kirkpatrick Concrete for 26 years now. And everything these people are saying is true. You don't want a concrete plant around where people live. It's very dangerous, it's loud, all poured in the middle of the night, during the day. You know, it's a mess, and it's something that Calera doesn't want in their town. So just do what's right, vote no. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grove.
My name's Pete Lucas. I'm here representing my mother. She lives at 336 Green Acres Road. I'm not going to repeat everything that's already been said, but we oppose the rezoning request, and we agree with what everyone else has already stated. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lucas.
Hi, my name is David Thomas. I live at 151 Green Acres. I also own property at 44 Green Acres. This is only going to be at the back of my property a few hundred yards from this proposed concrete plant. Not only I agree with everything that's said here, but we have lived there all our life. And what do you think this would do to our property values? It would just decimate it, so it would do. So I would appreciate it if you would take that into consideration, and we are totally against the concrete plant. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
My name's Keith Lawler. My family has a nice parcel between the school and WBYE. It's industrial. I'm not against industry, but I would like you to consider this as well. There's already a large amount of pressure on 25 with what traffic goes through there. Not to mention adding a batch plant, as Mark said, the noise, or as the others have said, the noise and the devaluation of property. I'd like you to consider the safety. Well, let me back up and say, we have rules to protect our children at schools. This should be on your minds to protect these kids coming in and out of Calera High School. That's going to be a lot more traffic that they have to navigate. So my thoughts are, please take that into consideration, and opposition is my vote.
Thank you, Mr. Lawler. Have anybody else that'd like to say anything?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Calera. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I was running from the car here. Basically, I have read everyone's concern about the safety of the plant. And I just want to let everybody know that if we do get approved for the plant, our intentions are to only run up to 120 yards a day. That is the goal for the plant. Being said, we're probably averaging about 8 to 10 trucks a day. I can't even imagine getting there in the next 6 months, just because being a small local business, it would take a lot of time to bring it up to that, the 120 yards that we want. As far as safety for the students, our hours of operation is going to be between 6 in the morning to about 2:30, 3 o'clock, which means if we're conducting any business, trucks would have to leave by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. and be back to the yard before 2:30, which means after that time, no trucks will be traveling on 25. Again, I apologize, I was running, but as for the noise for the plant, it's really not a whole lot of noise. We're expected to have one Caterpillar 938, which is, it has a beeping noise to back up, but because it's a small plant, you're probably gonna hear it 3 to 4 times a day to load the bins. As far as dust control, every new plant now has an EPA system where when you discharge your concrete, all the dust that comes off the chute gets recycled back into the chutes, into the silos. So really, pretty much, we're talking about very minimal problems. It's gonna be so small that it looks more of a mess right now with all my equipment there. And the only reason why we have equipment there is because we just finished a project in Alabaster, but we have another job coming up in the next 30 days, so all that will be gone. So if anything, the plant will be a cleaner area for environment. We'll be offering labor jobs at $28 an hour. We have truck drivers, they'll be making $32 an hour plus commission. We have dispatchers, we're making about 28 to 32 plus commission. So with the expectancy of 120 yards a day equals a total of probably about 1 to 1.3 million in taxes revenue that we will be making, so the city can generate, not only we'll be addressing employment for City of Calera residents only for the first 45 days. So we want to be a part of Calera. I've been here since 2019. We're really trying to bring employment and help the community grow a little bit. And yeah, there's no other place. I've looked around, we've looked everywhere. He's helped me, we have nowhere else to put it. Being that we have, those 2 houses there are mine. We have the supply store, we have the veterinarian. Then the next building passing is the bar, the old Crow's Nest, which is mine as well. So we thought maybe it would be suitable for it, and I would just want you guys to consider it. If in the future, the city, and I can agree, I would also love to put a turn lane in there, just to not prevent any traffic from slowing down coming from Montebello to Calera. I just want to clarify everything with that, to kind of just give everyone some information. My main source of income is underground utilities. We're not here for the concrete. The only reason we're doing concrete is because in my world, it's sometimes a little hard to go out there to Joe, Smith, Brown, and ask for utility work. So the reason why we're selling concrete is because we want to partner up with the utilities that are out there to get to know contractors. So don't expect us to be sitting here at 2 in the morning doing those 400-yard pours. We're not interested in that. We just want what Joe, what Bob, and Ernie wants to pour a little 20-foot yard driveway. That's all we're focusing on, not anything super big. I appreciate you for your time.
Do any of the commission members have any questions? Are you Mr. Hall?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry. We've never met. So. Do any of the commission members have any questions for Mr. Hidalgo while he's up to the microphone?
Thank you so much
Thank you
for
for
your
your
time.
comments.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, or good evening. I'm Elaine Carroll. I live at 1 Dunmore Drive. I just want to express I stand in agreement with my fellow neighbors. This is zoned E1 for a reason. If you approve this, you are approving the devaluation of all of our homes. More noise, more traffic, just so much that needs to be taken into consideration. And all the kids, all of the elderly that live in our neighborhood are going to be affected by this as well. Please vote no, please. Thank you.
For your comments, Ms. Carroll.
Hey, Hunter Wade, 161 Dunbar Drive. I didn't realize, I have no issues with this man. Seems to be logical to try to start a business and to, grow the city and do all that, but I didn't realize we owned all that other stuff as well. I mean, my argument would be, obviously, support what everybody else has said, kind of common sense, but you have all those lots, what's stopping the next phase of, that may be a starting point, what he wants to do, what happens down the road when he wants to expand. So, just a thought. Obviously, as the crow flies, that's not very far from the park. So, my dad worked at a cement plant for 30 years, has respiratory issues. So, just something to think about. So, thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Wade. Do we have any other public comments? Do we have any discussion with the commission on this?
Kevin, do we have the comp plan on that area?
Yeah. If I can get my clicker to work. I think Connor's got it. There it is. Everything light blue is low residential. And red is
P2.
commercial. That's the comp plan, so it's kind of different.
Yeah, it's the future land use, right, that we looked at, which I know is what when we're looking at rezoning properties, something that we try to go by as well. Because that was like the vision of our city.
Future land use shows it to be kind of what it is today.
I think one of my concerns of rezoning is it really doesn't matter what the intent for Mr. Hidalgo's plans right now, as far as only having 128 loads or yards or whatever it was. But once we rezoned M2, it's M2 from then on. And so we can't control when he and I are no longer here and what the next person wants to do. It's sort of a spot zoning situation that's right in the middle of a lot of the state zoning. We try to stay away from that, as well as try to adhere to the comprehensive plan future use. So there's a couple of, no matter what type of business he's trying to put there, there's a couple of things that sort of stand against it as it is. That's sort of where I'd be coming from.
You'll be in the same spot because M2 would allow for record services, heavy industrial maintenance services, kennels, salvage yards, sanitary landfills. Those are conditional uses, but that would also be allowed in M2. The other side of that is we don't have very much estate lot zoning, especially in this end of town, and we will be removing some of what we do have.
And I agree. I mean, anything heavy industrial around that much residential is not gonna be good. Controlling dust is a very difficult thing. We have several line plants. You go around, you can see it. I mean, look at the paintball nets on 31 on the north end of town. Yeah, you can capture the dust, put it back in the bin, but you're not gonna capture everything. But no matter what you do, in M2 is going to create a lot of issues for a residential area. That's my opinion.
All right, we got any more discussion between the commission? Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to deny.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So the motion to deny is approved.
And that's just the recommendation of the council.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Got a motion to adjourn in a second. All in favor? All opposed? All right, we're adjourned.